So just so you know, the LabelExpo Asia exhibition has finished its work. But actually, to be honest, it hasn't really finished yet. There are still 30 minutes left until the exhibition ends. But I just decided to walk around and show, what happens after it's over. Well, basically, it's not much different from what happens at our exhibitions, or in fact, at similar ones abroad. It's the same thing, but I also wanted to walk around and show what's going on here. What will happen after the exhibition has pretty much finished all its work. By now, it's almost impossible to find anyone around and so on. Among the managers, directors, and so on. Naturally, everyone has already scattered in different directions on their own business. Some are heading to the airport, others are off for investment-related matters. But still, it might be interesting to walk around and show it. So, what actually happens here after everyone leaves? Well, everything is pretty simple. They start dismantling the machines. And honestly, I'll tell you, it's the best way if you want to spy on someone. I wouldn't say it's a method you should use, but just imagine, you walk up and the machine is already completely open. You can take a look at some of its parts, examine them closely. And those who are usually involved in, say, sales, service, or production typically use a simple and universal strategy known worldwide as the ring it ring. That is, we take a look and simply adopt the best techniques and methods for ourselves. So where there is no equipment, of course, everything is straightforward. They just packed up and left, or sometimes didn't even pack up, just left things as they were. They simply took their samples and that was it. But where there is equipment, well, for example, these guys just wrapped it up with stretch film, and that's it. It's ready for transport, to be loaded onto a truck, or, for example, placed on a pallet, and that's all there is to it. By the way, I didn't film this. This is just to show what the passageways look like. Right now, of course, they're blocked up with containers, as it turns out, for moving out the equipment in this regard. So basically, you can see everything here. We have a lot of equipment here. Actually, as soon as the clock strikes 3, that's when they can officially start running around, moving things, and getting started. This isn't really much different, probably, from the exhibitions that are held around the world. Perhaps the one primary distinction worth noting is that there is a significantly greater concentration of specialized equipment here than what we typically see at other exhibitions in various other regions across the globe. So assembly and disassembly are happening right now. Like I said, once again, the covers that are usually never opened are being opened now. You can see all of this just by walking around, either by chance or on purpose, and you can film it all. I'm by no means trying to spy on anyone or anything like that, but it's kind of a life hack for those who are interested. Here's another thing. The choir is printing here. You can see that they're getting a lot of orders. They're working non-stop. You come in the morning and they're printing. You come in the afternoon and they're printing. In the evening, even when the exhibition is over, they're still printing. That's how it is. There hasn't been a single day off. The little box is open. Now please, you can take a look at what's inside the machine. Just casually, as they say, with the camera in front. You walk around and show everything. There you go. Take a look. The other machines are disassembled. I'm filming from a distance, not so that everything can be copied or anything like that. It's just the reality. When the exhibition ends, you can still see some things at the exhibition. And that's how it goes. You come over here and take a look, then go over there and take a look. The covers are open. You're throwing something out. So, just casually walked around while I was at it, here and there. I checked it all out. Why not? It's interesting. Did you know about this? No? Well, there you go. I'm sharing it, so make use of it, as they say. Again, what are your goals? Because just having this cover open won't help you understand, for example, how the machine will work or anything like that at all. Because if you're a potential client, then there won't be any problems at all. If you're particularly interested in learning about what specific kind of motors are currently installed, such as what kind of high-performance servo motors are used, or the details of the entire electrical system, specifically whether they are Chinese, German, or perhaps from something else entirely. If that actually gives you something useful, by the way, from this side you see a lot less equipment, a lot fewer boxes, and all sorts of things like that, which are used so that we would need to carry something. Again, as I said, I'm filming everything in a single shot just so you can understand even how the transitions between the pavilions were done. Well, basically the exhibition period wasn't during this time. Now everyone has just scattered. There's no one at the booths at all. Of course, I wouldn't mind filming a couple more interviews with people, but some have already left. Some of these individuals are no longer really in a physical or mental state to give formal interviews anymore. They can still chat and laugh together. But a truly good structured interview might not work out as planned, unfortunately, when you consider things in this specific regard. So there is such a place here. Such a thing does exist. Once again, I'll walk around and check out some of the company exhibitors. Here we have, for example, heavy machinery. Some things are being assembled, some aren't, some are already put together, and in some places, people have already left naturally. Exhibitions are always something you spend so long preparing for, but they fly by so quickly, and then, boom, it's over, just like that. Everyone's finished, as they say, bring in the next one. And then it's on to the next exhibition. And this whole cycle of setting up, tearing down, building the booth, dismantling the booth, it's a whole separate story, of course. That's just how it is. Look here, these guys, like a bunch, they've got it all here. They're one of the few, really, where visitors are still sitting and doing something. The engineers, in general, haven't really taken the machine apart too much, so I can say that they're active in that regard. Good job. That's all I can say to them. Thank you. That's it. Printing machines. Again, the criticism was open, then oops, closed. And maybe I managed to film everything already. I'm joking, of course not. Of course, I didn't manage to. And naturally, that wasn't the goal anyway. But still, once again, if you would like to take a moment to look around, maybe stroll about, explore the surroundings, or simply wander and see what's available, this is without a doubt a very convenient and practical opportunity for exactly that kind of functionality, as people often say. So here you go, Hang Global. There you have it. You can even see from here that some of the covers are already open. Want to take a look? Come and look. But we won't. I see that there are motors, machines, and everything else there. In principle, they are the same as everywhere else in this regard. But I won't come up and take pictures too close, otherwise my colleagues will beat me up later. Although again, I repeat, this simply shows how life works. Life! You spend a long time getting ready, you hide everything, cover it up so that no one can see anything, and then comes the time to leave the exhibition. And what happens then? You start opening everything up one by one, but you quickly realize there are absolutely no closed blinds, curtains, or anything else at all in the area around you. By the way, here too, between E1 and E2, you can see how much equipment is standing here. And if you look, some of the equipment has already been taken out and is being packed up. In fact, usually it's forbidden to open the gates before the exhibition ends, and there are still about 10, maybe 15 minutes left in this regard. So this is a separate, incredibly interesting topic that you can certainly look into further, thoroughly discuss with others, and talk about in great detail. We have the last pavilion left. This is usually where the major players are. There isn't that much equipment here, mostly materials. And for them, packing up is a bit easier, let's say, than for many others. But still, some have already packed up, just need to put on a hard hat and that's it, as they say. Because there's this incredible rule that at the end of the exhibition, all dismantling work for some companies must be done only while wearing hard hats and special vests, so that the ministry can easily identify you. The printing is actually done very interestingly. It feels like it's a 3D drawing of sorts. It's beautiful, well done, an interesting design solution. The other companies are gathering here, everyone is here. Someone, as you can see, is already sitting in a hard hat, already ready, working on something. Come on, let's wrap up this exhibition already. Come on, let's go, ministry. In that direction, in this direction, and so on. There you go. And still, you can sell whatever you want. Yeah, but if you pay attention to the material, well, what's here? They packed everything into bags, into boxes, and that's it. Took it away and goodbye. Amigos. Here, it's a completely different story. You want to check out the equipment, do a little spying and so on? Here's a life hack for you. All right, maybe a lot of people didn't honestly know this, but here you go. You see, there you go. Over there, the machines are almost completely disassembled already. I won't film the regular stuff either. But the point is, again, if you take a look, it turns out it's not that complicated after all. You just need to hang in there a bit and we'll lose the grid boundary. Everything's open there too. All the covers are off. Everything's in plain sight. What's happening with whom and so on. Here, some things are already being taken apart. So just go for it. To be honest, there is really not much of a significant difference from our own exhibitions. I have personally been to so many different exhibitions myself, hundreds of them in fact, even traveling far abroad and not just staying within our own country. And everywhere, basically, it's all the same. There's no significant difference in this regard. Except for one thing, you can actually take a look and see what's inside the machine. I'll tell you this, just like Western machines or any other machines, it is all essentially the same thing. When you look inside, there are various individual parts. There is quite a lot of metal and all of the other components as well. So as they say, just go for it. It works and so on. And here I look and it's running honestly. And on the other side it works too. So just go for it. The Haoshan is still standing there, not yet disassembled. But apparently they decided to leave tomorrow, in fact. And that's it. So this is actually the exit from the exhibition. The exhibition is excellent, interesting. Of course, some people say, but these are different people, that if you take Sino Label, which takes place in the spring, it's bigger, more powerful, and they say LabelExpo was more powerful, but it's hard for me to compare LabelExpo Asia with the others. All the more so next year, I already understand that it will be loop and not just... Here, I believe, is the list of events, but everything is written in Chinese, so it's completely incomprehensible, unfortunately. If it is loop, then probably there will be even more of everything. And of course, let's see what is written here. That we'll see you in 2027. So, well, I hope we'll see each other much sooner than that. So I look forward to it. See you very soon.